Check, check, 1, 2. Second mic check, 1, 2. All right, what's up, everybody? What a wild start. I know I said I was gonna be a late start, but that turned out to be meta. I started late and then had to start late from the late start. And we're still not ready. So I'm like 3 layers late. I've got y'all on the lav mic right now. We're gonna test the range of the lav mic actually. I might get super choppy here. But I just figured I'd throw it on for the last couple minutes of getting ready. Going downstairs here. Gotta grab a drink for myself and do one thing for the little guy who is right smack dab in the middle of bottle time. Which is another reason why this is a really bad and weird time to start stream. Let's see. Second mic check sounds like you're in a glass elevator. Yeah, it's not the same level of quality. It's pretty good, but it's not the same level of quality as the main mic. There's also some weird reverb, like outside of the acoustically treated rooms of the house. So you're hearing like the room a lot. What's up, Brack? How's it going, dude? What's up, Gad? What's up, Smash? D Holmes. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with the with OBS Twitch server there. Just could not get a bit rate to save my life. I'm gonna walk all the way out to the garage and we're gonna see if this mic still has a signal. I'm assuming that if it doesn't reach, it'll just like stop working. Hopefully it doesn't make any horrific noises, but ride your volume knobs just in case. You can probably hear the wind too, crazy wind. Very windy. Hi, Gobi. Okay, we're almost there. Here you go, little guy. Hold that for me. Good job. No, leave him alone, Gobi. Here we go. Coming back up the glass elevator, AKA the stairwell. There's some really bad reflections in the stairwell. Frickin' windy. Oh, she windy. Oh, that's silly. Thank y'all for being good sports. All right, little guy is almost done with his bottle. So that's the silver lining here. He's been doing great. You gonna finish before we even do tummy time? You're almost there. How's everybody doing today? Despite how frantic I might seem right now, I'm actually doing great. Today's been a really nice day. Yesterday was a nice day. I would have loved to have streamed yesterday. I think if we would have streamed yesterday and started on time today, we probably would be beating this game today, or we'd stand a good chance to. It's definitely not gonna happen now, but that's totally fine. It's been good though. My dad came yesterday to visit. Here's what I should do. I should go off of the starting soon screen so people know that I'm here talking in case anybody has the stream muted. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over here. Turn this music down so you can actually hear me over it. Oh, you wait your turn, Charity. Okay, so I'm here, but I'm not actually ready yet. Oh my God, Dudson, that's incredible. There it is. Excellently done. Great rip. It looks so funny. It's like, I can't wait to see what people misread that as. Also, thank you for the giant emote bits. Creative Waste made it. That's awesome. Creative Waste is a talented person. Most people think it's balls. Yeah, it's also kind of like milking udders motion, which is really fun. It's definitely like an inside joke emote, for sure. I love it. Okay, I've got to go take, me and Cal immediately understand. Well, I mean, yeah, if you had hit me with that like 2 weeks later, maybe I would have failed you, but I have big time Pokemon TCG brain right now. Okay, I'm gonna go, actually, are you still going? You kind of are. He's kind of killing it right now. Usually I have to go put him on his tummy for a little bit before he can finish the bottle, after he gets a little exercise. But sometimes when he's really saucy and really hungry, he just finishes the bottle before I go put him down. I need to go change him though, because he definitely took a dump. You've been gadding and dadding all day while working, got Minigad to school. Now Minigad 2 is crushing some Bluey episodes. I love, that's such a dad way to say that. Yeah, my youngest, he is crushing some Bluey in the other room. Like, just gotta make it so dudes rock. But I'm glad you're here too, Gad. There's a classic Ron White bit about that. Then, think whatever you want about Ron White. I'm not saying anything there, but he used to do this bit about like his baby son. He'd be like, yeah, he's got, and he likened it to like guys talking about their trucks, where he was like, yeah, he's got him that Sesame Street pedal car. He's got the Elmo steering wheel and the big bird right on the dashboard. Shoot, you can reach right up there and honk the horn if you want to. It was a good bit. Like guys trying to like talk about their babies and like make them sound cooler and like more masculine because they're like the terminology for like fragile masculinity wasn't used back when he did this bit, but that's what he was talking about. And it was a really good bit. Your youngest was totally smashing some Paw Patrol. Yeah. Oh, that Paw Patrol, man, he crushes that show. He's the best at Paw Patrol. I'm just gonna let him finish this before I go change him. He's almost done. He's doing a great job. I need to turn my speakers up a little bit. There we go. My computer speakers. It's good to see everybody though. I'm excited to see if we can finally break through the treasure map barrier in Suikoden today. See if we can round up some of these last characters that we have. And more importantly, uncover more of this map before we finish the game. It's wild that we're at the point of no return in the game and we've only uncovered maybe 15% of the map. And I'm really anxious to know if there's like a ton of stuff out there that was just out of reach, or if there's just a lot of empty space on this map. Okay, he didn't quite make it to the end, but he got really close, didn't you? Yeah, you did a good job. All right, I'm gonna go change him really quick. And I guess I can just talk to y'all while I'm doing that. You wanna hear the sound of a diaper? Is that exciting? You're not gonna see anything. But you'll get to hear the sound of Velcro. Isn't that exciting? It's not actually Velcro though. It just sounds like Velcro. Actually, the mic probably won't work in this room. This mic is like this room is like a dead zone. You probably can't even hear me right now. And if you can hear me or not, I don't even have a way to tell because I didn't bring my phone with me to look at chat. This little guy definitely has a surprise for me. Well, it's actually not really a surprise, but I think you know what I mean. So yeah, we're gonna play some Suikoden today. I'll do a proper recap when I actually come back, but last week we got a lead. I played 20 questions with y'all, and it seems like we are on the right track towards something that we've been looking for a while, kind of a white whale, if you will, of this game, which analogy, given the Oh, well, you know what? He did have a surprise for me. It's not what I expected at all. There's nothing. You were just a gassy dude. Nothing to go with it. All right, I'm gonna put him down on his tummy for about 15 minutes. And then we'll see if he wants to finish his bottle. And then we'll be away. We'll be off to the races, as they say. And I'll be able to do the recap and get going and stuff while he's tummying. Yeah, you're excited, aren't you? You're excited. I'll put you right here. Gobi's also excited. She doesn't know why, but she's excited. And then you go right there. Give you a little back massage. And off you go. Yeah, I'm curious. You guys got to let me know how the audio signal has been. Has it been consistent as I walk around the house? Has it been inconsistent? I know all the rooms sound different, but I'm just wondering if the signal is steady. I'm downstairs now. But I have a feeling Backlog Baby's room did not have a good signal. The Wi-Fi in his room doesn't even hardly work. Like if I walk in there with my phone, it's like, it like gets choppy and hiccups. And I'm only like 20 feet from the router. There's just something about like the nature of the walls. Pretty steady, honestly not bad. The daddy stream format is growing on you? Yeah, it's kind of a fun novel idea. I think people would get the wrong impression if I called it a daddy stream. We'd have to work on that, but it could be a thing. I could make it a thing to like turn the lav on as I go about for the various things. Okay, so let's get the game pulled up here and do a recap. Let's switch to the good mic. I fixed it so that the roaming lav mic is on like all of the main layouts that I use, so we won't have any more of that not plugged in, we can't hear you shenanigans. All right, we're gonna go right here. Controller, there it is. Actually, I'm gonna leave it on this screen. We don't need the game up to do a recap. Or we don't need the game audio. The game is up. Let's see. We didn't write down a ton yesterday. I should be saying that because we're going to be streaming on Thursdays from now on, but I didn't stream yesterday. Last week, we found the point of no return. And I played 20 questions with y'all to kind of confirm as such, even though it seemed pretty clear. Got confirmation that if we want to recruit more characters and do more things in the game, now is the time. So we held off, but we kind of went a little bit of the way into the point of no return. Yeah, shout out to Kansas. We went a little ways into the point of no return to kind of learn how it works before resetting the save. So that was kind of nice. We know that we have to split into 2 parties, which is very useful knowledge. So we need like a B squad that is like decently equipped and capable. There's a few unanswered questions about that, but that's okay. Story-wise, we learned that Graham Cray used to be a subordinate of Eleanor, which was kind of a spicy bombshell. And then there was this group of kind of like guerrilla fighters. They didn't use the term guerrilla, but they described basically what guerrilla warfare is. And Graham Cray led that guerrilla faction who did like an uprising in the Scarlet Moon Empire and tried to attack a bunch of the nobles of the Scarlet Moon Empire. And in the battle, Graham Cray lost his left hand, which we did not know, and he lost his son. And Eleanor kind of paints this picture that, you know, he lost his hand and his son because of his like crazed drive and how much he was trying to achieve power, that he kind of like allowed his son to die and his hand to be lost in his desperate clawing for power. So kind of painting a picture of just how evil this guy is. And then we also learned that Lino had a wife and a son who both died defending Obel. So that really gave us a clearer picture of kind of his motivation and his mental state. You know, he's not just the butt rock dad that he appears to be. You know, he's not just divorced. He lost his wife lost her life. But he does have his daughter, Flair. So those were just kind of the couple of story beats that we got last week. I think most of those came to us from these like optional scenes that we got when we started the point of no return. Like, you get kicked into this next phase of the game, and then Eleanor gives you kind of one last chance to say you're ready, and you can go around the ship and talk to all these different characters that you've met, and some of them have these like really intense story building scenes, and a couple of those were the ones that I wrote down. So we're gonna see those again at some point. But it was pretty compelling stuff, honestly. So let's see here. Let's get into the game proper, I suppose. And pause this music. So we're looking for a specific character. Whoa, that's super loud. Hold on. Loud for me, not loud for you. Also, I probably need to turn it up for you. I turned down the game audio volume for a Pokemon trading card game because apparently that was pretty loud. So I just turned it back up to where it normally is. Let me know how the PlayStation 2 audio is for y'all. If it needs to come up or down, I can easily do that with a hotkey. But yeah, we're looking for a character that can discern these treasure maps that we've been amassing, because I have a working theory that the treasure maps will help us find the rest of these characters and more interesting things on the map, possibly good items and equipment. And it's really the only lead that we have as far as finding anything that's remaining in the game other than just wandering aimlessly and arbitrarily. Because we have this massive map, absolutely huge map, but I mean, look how little of it we've uncovered. And just exploring it all arbitrarily seems really silly. So any kind of direction that we get would be great. We found a message in a bottle. And where is it? I thought it was in rare items. Is it in other? Message bottle, yeah. So our clue here is coral ... donuts ... small island. Very strange clue. Not sure what to make of it, but we found it off the coast of what was this? Ney? Yeah, we found this off the coast of Ney. We found it on the beach of Ney. So the first thing that we're going to do is do just kind of like eccentric circles around Ney and kind of like uncover this perimeter and hope that we see something. But Coral Donuts Small Island really doesn't give me much of anything to go on. So a little concerned about our ability to find anything. And of course we have the random encounters to contend with. Yeah, we'll need luck for sure. Do NPCs ever hint at where items are in this game? No, they really haven't. Nobody has told us, like, other than the ones that we were required to go to for the story, we haven't really been given any kind of dialogue at any point where someone's like, oh, we need to sail south from such and such place to find such and such new place that we haven't been to yet. That's probably happened 3, maybe 4 times in the game for these various required islands that we've been to. So we're hoping. Now that's Ney or Nanal that we're seeing. I need to go grab baby guy. See if he can finish this bottle, and then I can go put him down on his playmat for real. 1 second. Oh yeah, he looks ready to finish up. He's like, where's the rest of that? You ever eat yourself silly? And then like, just do like 100 push-ups and then eat a little more? Because that's essentially what he's doing. See if the little guy will crush the rest of this baby milk before he catches some Z's. Yeah, he's gonna go absolutely AWOL on a nap later. Just you wait. Nobody can nap like this guy can. Alright, let's get this tea open. This is my second caffeine of the day. I'm gonna get pretty wild and loopy most likely, so strap in. Here you go, little guy. You're almost there. You're almost there. Where is... There we go. Okay, so we need to come in a little bit tighter here. But yeah, I'm just assuming that because this message in a bottle was found near this island, that it must have drifted to it from fairly close by, but that logic may not be applicable at all. It may just be... It could be from anywhere on the map. But I don't know what I'm supposed to make of this coral donuts clue. We've never been to a place that has coral or donuts in like a literal sense. So, you know, that's not it. And obviously small island, that could mean a great many things. So it's possible that coral and donuts are it's possible that coral and donuts are some type of, you know, analogy or metaphor. But you know, if I was if I was sending a message in a bottle, I think I would be pretty explicit, personally. Okay, hold on a second here. I'm getting a little disoriented again. All right. So that's still nay. You're doing so good, little guy. The electricity wiremen. Yeah, they are something special, aren't they? Alright, well that's a pretty decent perimeter down around Nay. Alright, he's done it. Bottle complete. Alright, let me go put him down on his playmat really quick and then we're off. All right. Cool. We're good now. All right. Let's see. Where do we want to check out next? Yo, Mr. Popsicle, welcome in. Never really caught your streams before, but you appreciate the amount of effort focusing on the small things. Do what makes the games feel more alive when you play them. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah, I like to really get into the weeds with focusing on the small details and preserve the, you know, the authentic experience when possible. But cheers. Welcome in. Thanks so much for that. Meet you at the Wendy's tomorrow morning. Wait, what? Oh, I missed the first message. Find me betwixt the area where the sun and the moon are visible at the same time, and the men of water and the women of fire feast upon the shadows that blind us all. That bind us all, yeah. Exactly. I don't think that's how I would be writing if I was sending a message in a bottle, unless I really didn't want someone to find me. But why would I send the message in the bottle at all if I wanted to not be found? Gad, thank you so much for the gift sub. For Popsicle. Okay, let's think about this here. We don't really know anything about these islands. You know, like if one of these islands was known for coral or donuts, I don't know how we would know that. We know that this clue is related to the character that we want to find, but that's really it. Let's make a little bit wider of a loop and uncover some more area around this island cluster. And I'm totally not opposed to tapping chat for a more pointed clue in the interest of progress. We'll spin the wheel in a little bit. Brack knows where it is. Okay, perfect. Glad you're here, Brack. How wide are we here? We're pretty wide. I mean, we went by this island, right? And that was nothing. What I could do, you know, now that I think about it, what I could do is I could bring in my B squad and try to train them. The problem is I can't take Laszlo out of my party. So part of me just wants to ham-fist it, like we were planning to do before. Oh, God. This counter rate is pretty rough. At least we can run for free. That's very important. But still, the in and outs is a lot. Let me sail over to this little cluster. Just to remind myself and make double sure that I can't land on it. If they look like just a big mountain peak coming out of the sea, I'm assuming that's an indicator that you can't land on it. We've seen a decent number of those throughout this playthrough that are just kind of like flavor, but usually they're located pretty close to an item that, or an island that you can land on. These ones are all out by themselves, so it's worth checking again. Oh, you're welcome, Smash. Yes, I forgot to tell you that I did that, but I did go back and clip that moment. I might rip it and make it an alert. It was a very funny moment. Yeah, where are the super repels? That warmed your heart a bit. Well, that's wonderful. It was a good, extremely authentic moment. Brack enjoyed it as well. I shared it with him right after I made it. Yo, what's up, Dur? Welcome in. Nice to see ya. We are having some fun today. We're just getting going. I started super late today. Oh, that looks like something I can land on. Okay. Hold on here. This looks promising. That looks like a beach. This looks like a deserted island that has a mountain in the middle of it for the purpose of making it easier to find on this overworld. Let's do a very tight lap around this and see if we can land on it. Landing on islands is kind of wonky. Come on, surely I can land on this. But yeah, I had my dad come through yesterday. These guys look new. Had my dad come through yesterday evening, and he hung out with us last night and made the lady stay up way later than she normally would. So she's probably really tired and cranky today. it was fine for me because I don't have to get up early. And then he kind of hung around and lingered today before he headed off to the thing that he was kind of on his way to. Come on! You telling me I can't land on this thing? Why does it look like that? There's little palm trees on it. Look at that thing. Come on. I mean, I can see, like, the other one is not disembarkable. But, I mean, this one looks perfectly ready for a landing. It's time to play Is This Anything? What is that from? What was Is This Anything from? That was like a fake game show on like SNL or like a late night talk show or some YouTube channel or something. Well, this is definitely not it. Or if it is, I can't land on it yet. Was it Tonight Show? It's just, that's sticking in my memory, but I can't think of what it was from. But it was definitely something. That one we bounced right off. I can't believe that it didn't let me land on that little beach over there. That's really odd. With Jimmy Fallon and Jerry Seinfeld. Yikes. What a combination. Two extremely moderately funny people who are closely located next to things that are significantly funnier than they are. That's the connection between Fallon and Seinfeld. Okay, well, I guess this isn't it. I got excited for a second there. Alright, Brack, where is it? Just tell me where it is. I don't care anymore. Where is Coral Donuts Small Island? East of Obel? How did we miss it? Alright. Hold on. That's good. That's all I need to know. Thank you. Let's warp to Obel. It was the name of Jerry Seinfeld's book. Jimmy and Jerry had a segment on the show for it. Really? God, I feel like I would remember that. I can't picture that at all. I can't imagine Jerry Seinfeld wanting to be anywhere near Jimmy Fallon. I mean, it kind of doesn't seem like Jerry Seinfeld would want to be near anybody because he's so narcissistic, but especially not Jimmy Fallon because he seems like really annoying. And usually people who are like really annoying themselves don't want to be around other annoying people. They just want to be around people who don't think that they are annoying. Okay, East from Obel, which is the name of my memoir. We've already gone east from Obel before, so it's a miracle that we didn't see this before, and really speaks to how limited your field of view is when you're seafaring, and how hard it would be to arbitrarily explore this map. You could sail in such a specific pattern that you uncover the whole map and still probably miss something, because you weren't looking the right direction at the right time. This is as far as you can zoom out with a free camera. Maybe that little island that we passed by a moment ago is a treasure map location, and we can't go to it until we like activate the treasure map or something. Maybe there's something like that. I guess those guys aren't new. They just look new to me. Okay, now we're gonna go east. Right, it was a segment on the Tonight Show. Yeah. I would have remembered if it was from Seinfeld. My Seinfeld knowledge is pretty good. I've rewatched it fairly recently, so I would have remembered if it was a Seinfeld reference. Oh! Look at this tiny little blip. No wonder we missed it. But yeah, my dad is making a point to come see his grandson once a month at minimum, so that he doesn't grow up too fast when he's not looking, which is very sweet and nice. But my dad has the weirdest concept of time. He's not very good with time. Like, you'll tell him, like, oh yeah, we need to go to this specific place at this specific time because we have to do this thing, you know, and, like, very clearly make it a point to illustrate that it is time sensitive. And he'll be like, oh, okay, cool, and he'll, like, receive that information. But then, like, it'll be getting close to that time, you know, where we, like, need to get ready to, like, go to that thing, or we need to do the thing that prepares us to do the other thing. And we have to, like, let him know, like, yeah, time for us to get going, you know. And he'll be like, oh, and he's just, no matter how much you try to prepare him, he's, like, surprised. And, you know, like, when he was getting ready to go today, I was like, yeah, you know, like, he knows what time Backlog Baby eats. He knew that Backlog Baby was going to eat at 2. And it was like 1:30. And he's like, yeah, I'll start heading out. And I was like, yeah, okay, cool. You know, that'll give me enough time to, like, eat something before I need to feed him. And, you know, I told him I was going to stream. And he, like, received that information. It's not like he didn't hear me say that. But then he just, like, lingered. And then it's getting to be, like, 1:45. It's like, dude. And he's like that with everything. He's not good with, like, targeting a specific time for an activity. Look at these little tiny islands. This must be, like, the breadcrumb trail that leads us to where we need to go. Oh, that island looks like a donut. He is a very chill dude, and I love him for that. I'm glad he's a relaxed guy and he's not, like, super wound up. But it makes it very hard to, like, go and do things with him. Like, there was another time where he spent the night and he really wanted to, like, say goodbye to the lady in the morning before she went to work. He's like, I'm gonna get up, you know, when it's time for you to get up and go, so I can make sure that I get to say bye to you in the morning, you know, which is, like, very sweet. But then he's just, like, hanging out and talking about, like, getting breakfast. And she's like, you're making me late. I need to go right now. Like, I need to leave right now. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And it's like, we told you last night she needs to leave at this time. And it's like 5 minutes after that time. And you're talking about, like, making pancakes. And it's weird too, because, like, he worked a very, like, traditional corporate 9-to-5 type of job for, like, 40 years. And he wasn't late to that job. He didn't stumble in late. You know, he never stayed later than he had to. You know, he was very punctual about that. And, like, whenever we would go to movies as a kid, like, we were always on time for the movie. And that sort of thing. But there's just this weird fluidity to a lot of things. And it's not something that he developed like after retiring. Like he still had this about certain things like all throughout life. It's really interesting. I don't know what to call it. All right, we're making landfall on the donut. Let's go right now. This is exciting. Donut aisle. And there's just a person just... Hello. And I started the YouTube music with my thigh, which was amazing and accidentally comedic. Yeah, stand. My favorite brand of emote. Stand. Okay, well, this must be the person we're here to see. Oh, hi. Hi, Rakaji. Glad to know I'm boxed in. This is cool looking, though. There's a weird, like, reflective texture coming off of there. So this does look like coral. I'm walking on it, which is a horrible thing to do. Wait, is this a fight? Hold on. No, we just happened to get into a fight right in front of this guy. And weirdly, there's encounters here. Oh, it's a lady. It's a girl. Someone has finally passed the test. Congratulations. Passed the test for what? You saw my bottled letter, didn't you? You're amazing since you were able to find this place with that. Yeah, no kidding, except I wasn't. I cheated. The truth is, I sense an incredible energy coming from the ground on this island. There is definitely something good buried here. That's why I came here. But when I thought about it, I realized I wouldn't be able to carry the treasure home, even if I dug it up myself. So I've been recruiting people who will work with me. You were able to make it here, so you passed. So we're hunting for treasure together? Oh, I haven't introduced myself yet. My name is Renee. I know quite a lot about treasure maps. If you find any suspicious maps, please bring them to me. Let's hunt for treasure together. Obtained treasure map. All right, I'm going to go get the guy off his playmat. He's done playing. We're going to put him in the bouncy chair so he can come hang out with us. There he is. Man of the hour. What he really wanted was for me to go in there and just, he wanted me to watch him go wild on his playmat. But he's gonna have to settle for just hanging out with me in here. Can we talk about my fit? Can we do a fit check? I'm really into my coordination today. Hold on. This is important, I swear. I've got my orange tee. I've got my orange shorts. I've got my orange bracelet and my new Bravely Second party members shirt. If you want to say that I'm friggin' killing it, that would be perfectly okay. Okay, back to treasure map. Where'd I put the controller? There it is. Look at that boy. Okay. Yo, what's up, Onimar? How are you? I think the kids call that drip. Yeah, I believe they do. I'm absolutely dripped out of my mind. If you find a suspicious map, please bring it to me. Let's hunt for treasure together. I'm counting on you. Well, I have some matters to attend to, so I'll go on ahead. Later on, you'll be able to find me on your ship. Caffeine, right? Oh, I'll be fine with splitting the treasure 50-50. I enjoy the hunt, not the treasure itself. Goodbye. Yay! We finally found her! Donut Isle. This would be such a cool island if it existed. Like, just a very unnatural looking formation, but it is natural. There are some islands that are kind of weirdly circular like that. Like volcanoes that have been dormant for like a billion years and like slowly filled in with like nature, and the crater is like just sticking up above the ocean kind of thing. Very cool. It's about to drop snow. Oh god. I'm sorry, Onimar. I'm gonna get a prediction open for the ad. Coming up on our first ad break here. We've got Ness fighting Link during the ad breaks currently. It's tied up 2-2. So vote for who you think is gonna win. We don't have a front runner yet. They're both looking pretty good going into round 5. Okay, I'm gonna immediately anchor and go into the ship and see if I can find Renee. Might get a long weekend out of it. Well, that's understandable then. It's understandable if you want to root for snow if it's going to get you out of work or school or some other type of obligation that you don't want. Comment box. My name is Renee. I look forward to working with you. Wow, so proper. Dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Nabokov. Wait. Oh, yeah. Nabokov is the appraiser. Okay, sorry. That threw me off for a second. I was thinking of the guy who made the boat. Which I'm sad that we can't talk to. We've got an appraiser now. Gary. Love Gary. Oh, we need to talk about this Pokemon mod. So, I've decided that my next flashcart purchase, my next EverDrive purchase specifically, is going to be a Game Boy Color one. There's a couple of Pokemon ROM hacks and fan games that I have wanted to play for a very long time. And one of my current fixations is somebody made a full color mod for the Gen 1 Pokemon games. And they are so beautiful. All it is Pokemon Red and Blue. Nothing has changed about the code. Like, all the same stuff that's broken and glitchy is still broken and glitchy. All they did was use the color palettes of Pokemon Crystal to fully colorize, like, all the overworld stuff. So that instead of there just being, like, one color on the screen at one time, like there would be on a Game Boy Color or a Super Game Boy, there are full colors. You know, like the buildings are one color, the grass is a different color, your character's a different color, different characters are different colors, and all that sort of thing. And then in the battle screen, it's full color. And then there's some tweaks that you can do with it, where you can choose to use the Pokemon Crystal sprites that, you know, look a little bit more like how we think those Pokemon are supposed to look, versus the Gen 1 sprites that are classic in their own way. And then you can also... Oh, hello. Travis. And then you can also use the UI and the HUD from Pokemon Crystal that has, like, the EXP bar, and it's, like, a little bit cleaner and slightly different number fonts in there as well. It's very cool. It's a very beautiful mod. And it's how I would prefer to play Gen 1 from here on out. As long as it runs well. It is called Pokemon Red Full Color. I can get you a link to it, actually. I want to plug this document that I made. Because I spent a lot of time on it. I keep a document of, like, ROM hacks and fan translations that I'm interested in. so that when it's time for me to like load up a flash cart with stuff, I know where to find it all. So I'm just going to share that with y'all. This is a public document. I mean, you can't edit it, but you can look at it. And all the ones that have like specific romhacking.net patches, I have linked them. There's nothing illegal about this document. There's no ROMs. You have to source your own ROMs. I source all of my ROMs. Well, I shouldn't say all of them, but all of my Game Boy ROMs, especially, like my Pokemon ROMs specifically, I will source from cartridges that I actually own, because I'm able to do that. I can rip ROMs from N64, SNES, and Game Boy. But yeah, it's called Pokemon Red Full Color, I think. Yeah, Pokemon Red Full Color, and it works for blue as well. You can apply that patch to a blue ROM, and it works just fine. But yeah, it looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's really amazing too. Like, you think about the difference between Gen 1 and Gen 2, and it's like, oh yeah, it's, you know, it's a big difference visually, mechanically, etc. But when you really see the Pokemon Red stuff in that crystal kind of engine, it's a very powerful effect. Like, it breathes so much new life into the Gen 1 game without like fundamentally changing how it feels and looks like you would in like Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Let's Go Pikachu Eevee. It still looks the same, you know, but it doesn't look the same. All right, we're going to the ad. It's starting now. Good luck if you're in the prediction. I'll be back in about 3 minutes.
Game set. This game's winner is Ness.
Oh, I didn't mute the mic. What up? Best of 5 going crazy. Yeah, that's the 3rd round that has gone to sudden death. So Ness comes out on top for round 5. We do best of 11 around here. Except we do 11 rounds no matter what. We are collecting data here as we kill time. So it's purposely elongated. In the interest of filling more ad breaks. But yeah, everybody fights 11 times. We're doing this until we can do every single matchup, all 66 possible matchups. And then at the end, we're going to do some kind of special on-stream event that's not behind ads, where we have like a seeded, bracketed tournament and find out who the best of the level 9 CPUs is. It'll be fun whenever that happens. Okay. Welcome back. Thank you for sitting through the ad, if you got hit with it. Oh, interesting. Draconics is redeeming a one of our next matchups here. He's chosen Pikachu. How do I feel about this? So our next matchup after Ness and Link is Pikachu versus Donkey Kong. Usually, I like to have the following matchup not have a repeated character, just in the interest of variety, but really, it's not that big of a deal as long as we have a new matchup. Pikachu would be the first character to appear a 4th time if we were to do this. Most characters have appeared 3 times. Some have only appeared 2 times. Yeah, let's have you repick Draconics, just in the interest of variety and keeping everybody else to the same restrictions. So yeah, let's say you can pick anyone except for Pikachu and Donkey Kong. I'm gonna eat a little cheese here. Luigi, all right. And if you would like to choose a Smash character, you will be choosing an opponent for Luigi. You can pick anyone except for Mario, because that's the only character that Luigi has fought so far. This is only Luigi's 2nd appearance. So good choice. The GOAT. All right. So we finally met our fabled treasure map character. So this is the moment of truth. We get to turn the treasure maps in and find out we get to find out what they really do. Let's just leave it at that. Saint Luigi. Then I'll just analyze all the new maps, focusing my spirit on the map. There, it's been analyzed. Now the treasure map has been analyzed. Well then, now let us go back to the island where we first met. Oh. Okay. Oh, Mr. Laszlo. How may I help you today? I want to see a treasure map. Aha! So, How many of these are there? There are 30 treasure maps. We found at least a dozen of them. But it looks like she can only analyze one at a time. So that's a little concerning. So that means if we don't find whatever this is, we're not going to get to look for any other ones. That's very unexpected. Maybe after we go to the island, we have the option to turn in another one before finding this. That's also possible. But apparently we have to go back to where we found her. It's not that big of a deal. I'm sure we can just warp there. But
I don't believe you.
seems a little cumbersome. I don't believe you. I saw somebody else use that clip as a reference. Or somebody else referenced that clip. That's what I meant to say. And I was happy to know that somebody else thinks about that line from Anchorman. Obviously, there's so many commonly quoted and iconic lines, but I feel like you don't hear that one very often. Back to Donut Island. Small Island was a terrible clue, and Coral was not helpful. Oh, okay. I see. Sir Laszlo, this will be your first treasure hunt, so I will give you a simple explanation. Now, if you find a treasure map piece somewhere, please bring it to me on the caffeine. If you bring them to me, I will analyze them and mark the locations where there is treasure. Then, once they've been analyzed, you will be able to see the map on the screen. The treasure map will be displayed at the top left of the screen. You can select the map you want to view by holding the L1 button, then pressing the left and right directional buttons. When searching for treasure, please use the map that displays the treasure you are searching for. Since you have only one map right now, please have the first map displayed. X marks the treasure on the map. Please compare it very carefully to your radar map. You may be able to find a spot that matches perfectly if you rotate it just right. Next, I will explain how dowsing rods work. First, when using dowsing rods, you need to focus your spirit, so this means no running. You will be able to walk if you move while holding the triangle button. Please pay attention to the movement of the rods while maintaining your focus. When reading the rods, I think it will be easiest to see them if you use the overhead perspective. Also, if you keep walking for a long time, your focus will begin to slip. In that situation, you should stand still for a while to regain your focus. Once you get somewhat close to the treasure, the rods will react and point towards the treasure. Now let's give it a try. You must not be impatient and run. Please walk slowly and focus. Okay. So it's clearly somewhere around the edge. Right? Okay, you have reached a distance where the rods are beginning to react. Now try moving in the same direction that the rods are pointing. So is every treasure map going to be here? Oh, see how the rods have begun to quiver? This is a sign that the treasure is nearby. Be careful not to lose your focus. Keep moving until you get to the spot where you think the treasure is buried. This is it. This is the spot right here. When the rods come together like this and stay still, that is where the treasure is buried. Let us go ahead and start digging. To dig, use the X button. So we're playing Chocobo Hot and Cold a little bit. Oh, it seems we found something. Rage Orb. Do you get the general idea now? Then let us keep hunting for more and more treasure. Okay, so I have to, like, leave this minigame. And there's battles here. That's so rude. Yeah, really. Random encounters inside of a minigame. So I gotta go back to the ship. And go back down to where she is. How is this good in playtesting to have this many battles come on? Yeah, that's a really weird choice to have the battles happen in a mini-game arena. Oh yeah, I should just take the elevator. At least I was right about where the map character would show up. Okay, great. It was just the first one where they needed to like tutorialize it. So now all the maps are there. We should be able to go search for all of them at once. No, let's not do it this way. Let's do it the other way. Oh, shoot. I should have done deck 3. I should have just gone up the stairs. Whatever. Wait. Never mind. I was right. Okay. Back to Donut Island. So this is not what I thought it was going to be. This is just a mini game. This is not treasure maps that lead me to different places on the world map. It's possible that we find items here that we might need to recruit other characters, but at least you gain some levels. Yeah, except we're running from everything instead of fighting it. If I had a way to take Laszlo out of my party, I would legit put the B squad in. I wonder how precise it is. Okay, there it is. Old Book Volume 1! Yay, Old Book is very useful. Okay, we know we can find old books now. Now, where is this one pointing to? Some of these don't look like they're pointing to this map. So maybe some of these are the overworld? I don't know, but I don't know how that would work. I mean, there's absolutely zero landmarks on this map. There's no edge. So it's got to be in the center, right? Near the center. Maybe if we talk to her on the ship, she'll say something about these maps. This also looks like it's more zoomed in. You know, like maybe that's a clue somehow. But like, what is that? And what is that? Yeah, these are clearly not here. These are something else. What in the world? So, okay, does this mean I have to, like, put her in my party? And then I can just do this while I'm out and about? That seems very unlikely. But, I mean, what is all this? That could maybe be here. Strange. It seems weird that more than one of the treasure maps would be here, but not all of them. Like, just one would make sense, like the first one, and then the rest are out all in different places. And all of them being here, and this is like a mini game, that would make sense. But in between those 2 points, that's really strange. But how could you possibly glean anything from these maps without knowing at least a little bit about where it is? I don't know why I did that. But this is kind of brutal. These goobers are decently strong. Nice counter. Let's look for a different one. That doesn't look like here. That's just a blank square. That's clearly not here. That's so weird. Okay, let me go back to the ship and talk to her again. We're also gonna read that book that we got. Yo, what's up, Decree? Welcome in. This is the only one you haven't beaten. Interesting. We are at a point now where we could beat the game, but we don't quite want to finish yet because we want to see if we can round up some more stuff, some more characters. This will be my third game in the franchise to complete. We're going down to deck 4. Oh, got him! What's up, SNES? How you doing? 2 was your favorite? 2 seems to be most people's favorite. Some people like 1. Some people like 5. But 2 seems to be far and away the, So, okay. I want to see a treasure map is literally just a way to look at this outside of the minigame. What could I possibly learn from this image? This is wild. Huh. So these are just like hidden items throughout the world? Do I want a clue? I may play 20 questions in a minute here. Love them all, just know nothing about 4. Interesting. This game gets a really bad reputation, and I think a lot of it is similar to the bad reputation that games like Zelda 2 and Final Fantasy 2 and Final Fantasy 8 perhaps get, where a lot of people just like parrot and regurgitate really common opinions from an uninformed perspective. Like, a lot of people just accept the hearsay without actually playing the game themselves. Like, when you mention to somebody about Suikoden 4, they might be like, "Oh yeah, I heard that one sucks," or "Oh yeah, that's the one that nobody likes," or "Oh yeah, that's the bad one," even if they haven't actually played it. But they like confidently say that. And you hear that a lot with games like Zelda 2, Final Fantasy 2, maybe Final Fantasy 8. It's a strange phenomenon of like early 2000s internet culture where people just like accepted these things as fact because it was like the common opinion. And people are still repeating those common opinions today. Like, there are still people who are like, Final Fantasy 2 sucks, it's not a good game. Final Fantasy 2 blows. Oh god, it's so bad. Or, you know, same thing about Zelda 2. But, like, it seems like none of those people have actually played the game. They've just heard that. And so many other people have corroborated it by also saying that it just must be true. When in actuality, it was probably just, like, a couple of people's, like, short-sighted opinions that somehow became etched into stone. Obviously, you're not a golfer. Only 2 bad things about FF8 are the junction system, magic to stats, and you don't need to cast any spells to go through the game. Well, I think the junction system is not bad in and of itself. What's bad is the wall of text tutorial at the very beginning of the game that is not very well done. And it like there's also a weird disconnect between people not liking something and something being empirically bad or like poorly designed. Like, a lot of people don't like the junction system, which is totally fine. It's totally okay to not like that because it's so wildly different than anything else Final Fantasy did. And it's totally fine if you don't like it. But it seems like a lot of people play the game, they bounce off of it because they don't like the junction system, but then they go and say, it's bad, it's poorly designed. But it's not necessarily. It's not any more poorly designed than anything else in the Final Fantasy franchise. Like, maybe it's in the C tier of, you know, mechanics or whatever. But it's got a lot of thought put into it. There's a lot of cool things you can do with it. The people that love it think it's the best thing ever. So, yeah, I mean, the encounter rate in this game is high, but it's not any higher than, like, I could name a dozen other RPGs that have just as high encounter rates. Thank you for defending FF2, Sam. How are you today? Most people who have played the entire series also say this is their least favorite. Yeah, I'm not denying that. Definitely people seem to unanimously agree that this is the quote-unquote worst Suikoden, although I have heard a lot of people say they hate 3 the most as well. But it just seems like the reasons that people commonly cite for this game being quote-unquote bad or not as good as the rest are very contemporary to this time period and have to do with like a specific recipe of like marketing and like the predecessor games. But like in a vacuum, this game is much better put together than the first two games in a lot of ways, which I've been kind of like trying to spread the gospel of as we've played through this game. Like the basic mechanics make a lot more sense. The tutorialization's a lot better. I get to use who I want to use. Oh, Decree, if that's a link or whatever, that won't come through. Or if it's a block, yeah. Oh, okay, it must be just like a naughty word. I'm not personally offended by naughty words, but I'm a family-friendly stream, so nothing personal there. But yeah, I don't know. I think the hate. All I'm trying to say is that the hate towards this game is definitely overblown. And also, like, if all the other Suikoden games are really, really great, saying this one is your least favorite isn't as much of a bombshell as it might seem like. That's like saying, you know, it's like the pizza argument. Like, even bad pizza is still pretty good kind of thing. Have a good work, Lurk Sam. Thank you. FF3DS. Why do you say FF3DS, Draconics? Tales of Destiny encounter rate is really bad? Ugh, yeah, that sounds scary. Honestly, Tales of Fantasia was pretty high, too. 3 is the most polarizing. People hate it because but also love it. 3 was by far the most experimental. Interesting. Comparing this to 1 and 2, but not to 3 and 5, might be shaping my opinions a bit. A lot of the improvements in this game were also in 3 and 5. Sure, that's fine. And I'm excited to get more info on that, for sure. But I don't feel like... Oh, the encounter rate on FF3DS, got it. I don't feel like obviously I recognize that this game wouldn't exist if it weren't for the first two, kind of thing. You know, like... But what's the best way to say this? You know, like if you're saying, oh, Ocarina of Time is better than, I want to say Link to the Past, but I also want to say like Zelda. Well, okay, this is an easier comparison. Imagine you're saying, well, Link to the Past is a better game than Zelda 1. Like, if you unpack that, some people might say, oh, well, that's obvious because it's like a more refined and more modernized version of Zelda 1. It built on the ideas of Zelda 1 and like concentrated the formula or whatever. You know, they added like the story and the graphics are better and the music is more varied and there's more items. Like, of course it's a better game. Like, some of what I'm saying about this game kind of feels like a same type of perspective. Like, of course, a lot of the aspects of this game are better than 1 and 2 because they learned from the mistakes that they made in 1 and 2, and they built upon the ideas that they came up with in 1 and 2. But the only reason I feel the need to say that is because it doesn't seem like anybody else is saying that. Like, the fact that there's only 4 party members instead of 6... has mostly been a good thing. It hasn't felt like a detraction for me. I don't miss those extra 2 party slots at all. I don't miss the front row and the back row thing at all. And I certainly don't miss having characters constantly forced into my party. That's probably my favorite thing about this game so far, is that I've been allowed to use the characters that I want to the entire game. Even if it does it to me right at the end, I still appreciate how much freedom I've had throughout the entire playthrough. And this game makes it easier to recruit characters. This game makes it just easier in general to know what you can and can't do. Like, all the typical quality of life type of improvements that you might expect from one generation of gaming to the next, you know, that come with the hardware and the knowledge of the developers and whatever else. to me, I think that's a very rudimentary opinion, but I don't, I haven't heard anybody else say these things, so that's why I'm saying them. I'm not saying them because I think they're necessarily revelatory. I just think it's interesting that there was such a stigma going into this game, and I just haven't really felt any of that negativity playing the game. Have fun drum time, Gad. We will spin the wheel for you in a little bit. Sorry that I've waited so long. Yo, Tom, welcome in. Still holding off on sharing your opinions until I beat it. Well, thank you for that, D. Holmes. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have a lot to unpack. I don't know what you're referring to, Decree. I don't know what that means. Big Suikoden fan. Oh, nice. Yeah, we were just kind of talking about some of my controversial, I guess controversial opinions about this game, Tom. I think this game is really good, and in a lot of regards, I'm enjoying it more than 1 and 2, and that seems to be ruffling a lot of feathers, and I'm having to qualify my statements quite often. Let's read about the birth of rune cannons, shall we? Because I think that's the new book that we just got. It said number 1, and the rest of these look familiar, so let's check this out. When rune cannons appeared, previous combat methods became entirely ineffective, and naval battles have never been the same since then. Rune cannons were first identified approximately 15 years ago. They were identified? What did they, like, unearth one? They didn't make them? What's going on there? Maybe just a translation thing. It is held that the fleet affiliated with Middleport possessed them. Even now, there is no way to obtain them except at Middleport. Huh. Interesting, didn't know that. Rune magic is sealed into spheres called rune shells, and its power is instantly magnified, then fired by passing it through a lens-like cannon. The larger rune shells are said to even have the power to destroy a ship with one single shot. The components needed to construct rune shells are currently unknown. There is even a theory that the material was summoned from another world by a wizard with extraordinary summoning spells. Ooh. At first glance, this theory seems nonsensical, but it is also true that reports of strange creatures appearing and attacking ships began to surface around this time. It may mean that these two phenomena are somehow related. Alright. Cool. It's all about perspective. You bought Suikoden when it came out, so you place it on a high tier due to nostalgia. Yeah, for sure. And it, like, everything that's commonly said about this game makes sense to me from the perspective of somebody who played the first two to death and loved them and got this game right when it came out. I recognize the departure, even though I haven't done a full playthrough of 3 yet. I still I've seen enough of 3 to be able to recognize the departure. Like, this was a different directorial team. It looks a lot different. The way that you navigate the world is a lot different. 4 party members instead of 6. Like, I can see a lot of people seeing that as like a downgrade. And, you know, depending on how it was marketed, maybe some people felt misled. And some of these things that are different weren't super spelled out explicitly to them before the game came out. You know, because we're talking mid-2000s where you didn't know everything about a game before it got into your hands. Like, I can understand the slander towards Suikoden 4 from that perspective. But for people just trying this game out, like, in retrospect, even if it was 10 years ago and not now, I don't understand that perspective. Like, if someone's just doing a Suikoden playthrough and playing them all cold for the first time, oh, Onimar, your message got held because of the Kappa emote. I don't like Kappa emote. It's not personal. I'll let it through so that Tom can see your message. But that's why. No Kappas in my stream. It's used nefariously too often. But you're absolutely right. You can make the same game over and over. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's really overblown. That's all. I'm disappointed in this treasure map thing. I guess let me play a little 20 questions here with y'all. and see what I think here. So, okay, first question, yes or no? Am I correct in assuming that the majority of these are not located at Donut Aisle? Is that correct? Draconic says yes. Okay. So my next question would be, if I somehow found one of these locations, have no idea how I would, but if I somehow found one of these locations, do I have to have Renee in my party in order to get the item? No. Interesting. Like, what is that? That's just like a microscope picture of a ravioli. Like, what is that? How could you possibly glean anything from that? This treasure here, it's located in a large area. Yep. That should be enough to go on. That's a cracker. Yeah, it looks like a Triscuit or a wheat thin at like 800x. A Wheatie. This is wild though, because I can't look at these at any time. I can only look at these on the ship. So I would have to just have those memorized. It's obvious what it is, but I'll never tell. Alright, if you say so. So, okay. Now I want to see... Oops, I meant to do two. I want to see if Renee is a support character. Or a battle character. Which, by the way, I need to write her down on my sheet. I forgot to do that. This is character slot number 98 on my paper here. We're not quite at 98 characters because some of these aren't recruited and some of them aren't recruitable characters. But that's still pretty cool. Treasure, map, interpreter. Alright. So let's... Oh, that's right. Desmond is in the war room. We're in this like weird pre-endgame game state right now where some of our recruitable characters that have functions can't do their function. Which sucks. I'd really like to talk to Tav. We finally found a cosmetic thing that we could change on our ship, and now we can't do it. It seems like we might not be able to do it at all because we're at endgame. Alright, let's see here. Renee is a battle character. Or maybe she's just not either. Okay, she's not either. Interesting. So how would... I want to ask another question. But I need to figure out how I want to ask it. I need a way to ask the question in a yes or no format. Because I don't trust y'all beyond a yes or a no. Or it's just too confusing for me to try to get the information I want. Let me just talk myself through this. So I'm trying to figure out if I go somewhere else and I happen to find one of these locations where this treasure is, how I go about actually getting it. Okay, let me ask this question. Here's my question. Are there other designated locations in this game where you kind of play that same mini game that we were just playing on Donut Isle. Draconic says yes. Okay. So there may just be like other islands that are dedicated to that, and that's what all the treasure maps are. That would make a lot more sense than just like, hey, these could be anywhere on the world. Okay, here's another unrelated question that I have. Just more related to my sanity and how much more of this game we're actually going to play before we finish it. Is there any way, now that we know that the treasure maps are not it, is there any way in this game to find optional locations on the world map That's the question. Or is it just you have to explore arbitrarily? Even if there's like some that you can find from an NPC telling you something and not all of them, still say yes to that question. But if Draconic says no, so there is no way to find optional landmasses other than just sailing around arbitrarily. No exceptions. That's wild. That's disappointing as well. Okay, so if we... okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If we really wanted to recruit the last couple of characters, how would we go about doing that? And don't answer that question. That is not a question intended for you, but like, how could we possibly... I guess I would have to assume that either the characters I don't have are missable and time sensitive in some way, and I'm not able to recruit them right now because of the game state that I'm in, or I missed my opportunity to recruit them, or they are recruited during the end game segments. Those are all possibilities. But what seems more likely is that these last dozen characters or so are located in places that we haven't been yet, and I have to find some way to go to them. But if I have to just arbitrarily sail around this massive map to find the locations that I haven't been to, I don't want to do that. That's not fun. I don't want to do that. Regardless of how close we might be to getting everybody, I was never committed to getting all the characters in this game anyways. I'm sure it has an effect on like my ending or whatever, but I don't super care about that. You know, I want to play the game authentically in the way that I would play the game, and then thus be rewarded or cheapened with the ending that my playstyle gets me. And, you know, if there's a better ending, I can find out about that later and, you know, learn about it from y'all or just go watch it on YouTube. There's not anything from this game that's going to transfer into 5 or any of the other games, so I don't care about that. I just want to play it how I play it. I want to play as much of it that's fun, and I want to stop playing it when it's not fun. It's pretty simple. I'm going to check my character board here and get us updated so I can visually see roughly how many characters are left. We did recruit a decent number of them last week and one today. Let's see here. Anyone above Rachel? No. Oh, but we do have Travis there below Ramada. Okay. And we'll go to the next two columns. Gareth Jean. And then do we have this one? No. Those two columns are almost full. Nobody next to Phil. Okay, here's 2 new characters from last week, or one from last week and one from today. Ameria, she seems really cool. And then Renee. And then, wait, what? Oh, that was weird. Oh yeah, Warlock. We got Warlock last week. He's pretty cool. He's going to be on our B squad for the end game, most likely. He's about Agnes. Almost said Agnes. Got my Bravely shirt on. Represent. Nobody across from Vicky. Kate. Charlemagne. Pacola. We got Pacola last week. God, Brack, if you're here, Brack, you need to ask me about Charlemagne off stream sometime. Because I laugh every time and I can't say why. And you're probably the only person that would appreciate why I'm laughing, but I can't say it on stream. Not because it's inappropriate, but just because it's a very, like, specific reference that none of the rest of you would understand, and it also, like, is a little bit doxy. Okay, now my board is filled in. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 14 characters on this board that are not filled in. And according to my other sheet, where I just track characters as I meet them, we know of one.
I don't believe you.
What's up, Jim? 2. At least 2 characters that we have met but cannot recruit. 1, because we can't find him. He is not in the place where we originally met him. So he may have been time sensitive. He may be gone. That's quite possible. Although we talked to him every time we saw him before, so I don't know what we didn't do. And then the other one is we know exactly where he is, but he needs a specific item in order to join us, and we have not found that item. Beyond those 2 characters, Snow could be a recruitable character, although I'm not holding out hope for that anymore. Glenn's definitely not a recruitable character. He died. Reinbach 2, probably not a recruitable character. Just an important character. And those are the only other characters I have written down on here that we thought were maybe recruitable. So all the rest of these that we don't have to be just brand new characters that we haven't met before. 14 recruits. Well, we'll say 12, because 2 of them we know who they are. For sure. But thinking that there's like a dozen characters out there somewhere on this map. I mean, how could you possibly explore this whole map just arbitrarily? The field of view that you get is so small. It's so small. And with no way to get leads, there's no way that I'm gonna mow the lawn all the way up and down this map just to try to find 12 optional characters that I'm not gonna use in hopes that I get a slightly better ending of the game. That's where my fun bus hits the end of the line. It's a shame, but I don't know what else to say about it. So the question now is, are we just gonna go to the end of the game? I want to know more about this treasure map minigame, though. I'm very confused. So, according to Draconics, there are other locations where I can play this little dowsing rod minigame. Have I been to any of those places? That's my next yes or no question that I'd like y'all to answer. Have I been to any of the other places where I can play this treasure minigame? Open map. You want to see my map to see if I've been there? I mean, unless it's like one of the major cities, I probably haven't. This is my map. This is an optional map that we found. And this is an optional map that we found. And then, of course, Donut Isle that we just found today. But, like, Lime Shelf and Mountain Mass are the only places that we have been that were not required as part of the story. All the rest of these are places that we were required to go. At least buy him dinner first. You think that I found 2. Okay. Okay, so maybe that leads me to believe that it's probably the 2 optional items that islands that I found. I keep saying item and island interchangeably. Prediction is opening for the next ad. Who won the last one? Ness? Yeah, Ness won the last one. Sorry, y'all. All the Link believers, you lost your points. But you get to bet again. Make your wager. 2 minutes. Ness versus Link. The current split is 3-2 in favor of Ness. 3 of the 5 rounds have gone to sudden death. It's been very close so far. All right, let's try something really quick here. We're gonna warp to Mountain Mass Island and Lime Shelf Island and see if something happens. I found 3. So maybe the third one is including Donut Isle? Could be. Let's just go to one of these optional places and see if something happens. Because both of these places, we did find something when we went here. It's not like they were complete duds. Oh, okay. Just immediately. We're doing it. You can't vote. Go into the channel points menu if you're not seeing the prediction. You might need to refresh as well. Sometimes it gets stuck. Okay, so we're playing the game. But how would I possibly figure out which map I should be looking at? He's in the US, Jim, so I don't think that's it, but that's a good shout. Like, it could be this one, because this could be literally anywhere. Yeah, it's probably something wonky because I closed the last prediction and opened the new one at, like, the same time. So my dowsing rods are not going to go off unless the map matches where I am. So this is kind of a wild... This has got to be Lime Shelf Island. I think I can confidently say that. That could be here. That could be here. All the little skinny pathway ones could potentially be here. This could be over here. God, the encounters. Someone ruined my 69 vote joke. So sorry, Gem. If walking disabled the encounters, that would be something. I feel like there's got to be something over by this boat. This is cruel, though. This is a very cruel minigame. There is not enough... There's not enough information. Oh my god, I can't believe I guessed it right. Is it right here? No. Do it with the team that needs levels because I'll be walking a lot? Yeah. We could. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. All right, going to the ad.
Free for all. 3, 2, 1, go! This game's winner is Lee.
Okay, I'm back. Link wins. We're dead even again, 3-3, coming out of round 6. That's exciting. This has got to be one of the tightest matchups we've had so far. Captain Falcon versus Pikachu is currently the only matchup that ended 6-5, which is the closest a matchup can possibly be in our configuration. But we haven't had any matchups so far that have alternated this closely. As far as like one wins, then the other, then the other, then the other, then the other, back and forth. We haven't had a good back and forth like that at all in any of the previous matchups. We have one matchup that did it for 2 rounds, and that's it. The AI is so bad, it's kind of funny to watch. There's something special about that level too, Onimar. Like something about the Saffron City level makes the NPCs behave in a really strange way. All right, let's get the on-screen score updated there. There you go. And we are back. I found the treasure right after we went to the ad. Champion's Orb. Oh, okay, that's apparently here. That was lucky. Wow, okay. Right next to it. Super close together. A decoration. There's something about the Pokemon door. Yeah, you're right. It makes them act really, really weird. That is such a dumb map. That could be here. That could be here. All right, let's start heading up the path here. Do da do da dee. Do da dee da dee. That was sheer luck that we found those 2 items just like that. Where are the actual paths? Okay, here we go. Do-do-do-do. Okay. So this could very well be here. Map number 4 is a crapshoot. That's probably not here. But I suppose it could be. That is probably Lime Shelf Island. That might be right up there. That's gotta be Lime Shelf Island. That could be here. That could be here. The textures are just so different, so it's weird. That is a pretty unique shape. That is probably that little spot right up there. How was Pokemon TCG? You missed the end of it? Dude, I have had a hard time not thinking about Pokemon TCG GB. How is that not right here? Okay, it is. My boy's got the fever. Yeah, the next day after we played Pokemon TCG, all I wanted to do was play that game. I am very excited to play that game again. Unfortunately, we have to wait 2 weeks to play it. Because we have the charity marathon next week. Okay, that could be the path right there. Or the path down there. Let's see. I gotta try to remember some of these numbers. 9. 9 is probably right here. Yeah. It's just weird that the game hasn't really... I mean, I get that this is optional and it's not required, but this really should give you a little bit more to go on. Like, there should have been a conversation with Renee where she's like, I think there are a couple of other locations like Donut Isle that have lots of treasure hidden in them. We should look for them. You know, or like, oh, not every treasure map leads to somewhere on Donut Isle. Maybe we should try looking for treasure in other places. That kind of a dialogue is really sorely missing. Like, it's not the end of the world that you would just have to warp around and basically use your intuition to think, well, it's probably not in a town, so let's go everywhere that's not a town. You know, and you pretty quickly realize that it's here. But I guess if there's only like 3 or 4 places, it's not the end of the world. And it just so happens that we have found a couple of them. That doesn't look like anywhere on this map. Excuse me. We'll come back to that one. That looks like... That looks like right over here. Yeah. Maybe there's an old book about it, you know? Maybe if we had the right old book, there'd be more information. That's been a thing. Come on. There we go. This is like moderately fun. If it was a true minigame and there was no encounters to worry about, this would be a lot more fun. Screw that one. Alright, this one... Let's go back over here. See if that's over here somewhere. This is the least repetitive song ever. It's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, not over here. We'll try down there. Every once in a while, Brack, I still think about the, like, visceral, enraged reaction that you had to this one specific song in Rogue Galaxy. And it just makes me chuckle to myself. Like, I never even really noticed the song before. And it just made you so mad. It was really funny. Okay, that's not here. Let's go back to this clearing and look for the big empty space ones. I can't believe Tom had the audacity to say that this means something. Oh yeah, I was thinking that this one could potentially be Katamari Damacy music. Interesting.
This is... You don't understand.
Clearly I don't. Clearly I don't, Mark. Okay, don't think that's here. That one, there's really not any more rounded spaces like that. I guess that kind of looks like, well, no, that's, yeah, that couldn't be that. I don't think that's here. I wonder where the rest of these are. Because we have found less than half of the total treasure maps in the game. Let's go to Lime Shelf Island and look around. It's also possible that a certain number of the treasure maps are found through this process. I don't think that would be out of the question. Oh, you know what? It's worth going to Mordo as well. Some of these could be at Mordo. And based on how this has worked so far, we should know right away if it's even a potential location. Actually, let's walk through here really quick. Make sure. Okay. Probably not this one. Okay, this one could be. The thing that sucks about this island is navigating up is like a puzzle, which was cool the first time. All right, let's go with this one first. That's at the top, right? Yep, I see exactly where that is. All right, let's go up to the top. Or actually, let me... Yeah, I'm going to equip the other map that might be here on my way up to see if the dowsing goes off. This one. Because this map aesthetically looks completely different. And I don't know if that means something or not. Is that my indicator that it's a completely different area? Or are there like different styles of different maps? Yeah, these enemies are very low level, so at least there's that, I suppose. Okay, let's switch back to that other map because it's right here. It's right... Yeah, we're right on it. It looks like the margin for error is pretty decent, too, to dig it up, which is nice. A fancy table. So I wonder if I can look at this map and be like, okay, this one's definitely not here because it looks nothing like the one that we just found. You know, because all the ones that we found on Mountain Mass Island roughly had similar aesthetics. Let's go to Mordo. Let's go to Mordo and see what happens. They're also, like, all these islands are kind of down here grouped together. That probably means something. Could just mean that they're the optional ones. Ah, so we're not playing the game here. What if I go up the path? Because this is one... Oops, wrong thing. This is one island we've been to. It did have recruitable characters, but there's this mountain path that didn't have anything. We've walked up here before. There were no chests. There were no recruits. Nothing. Aha! We're playing the game. Okay. Oh, that's like right in front of me. Holy smokes. It's like right here. No, it's more like right here. Boom. The ancient vestment. Dude, that makes me so mad. Okay, so that could be over here. No? Okay. I also have to imagine that you can just find the item without the map, if you know exactly where it is, which would be wild. There is an orb that I think lowers the encounter rate. So you could utilize that for this game. Oh, that's right. There's no minigame outside this area. Okay, so that seems like probably the only map that's here. Where would this be then? Oops. Where else would this maybe be a thing? I was thinking maybe Nanal. Or maybe the path between Nay and Nay Kobold. I'm just thinking of like little interstitial areas that connect population centers where there are wild encounters. Hermitage Island, maybe. Iluya, maybe. But it seems like it'll never be a place that has NPCs. Because we don't get to control when our character switches. And I don't think it would do it in any location where we had to talk to an NPC. I also wonder if you find every possible treasure in a given location, does it still spawn you into the minigame? Or does it just like automatically make it so that you're only Laszlo after that point? That would be a a good indicator if you're trying to get all those to help you figure out if you've got them all or not. We should take a look at some of the things that we did get. We got a champion's orb. We got some armor. Let's go look at this orb. I remember the champion's orb from 1 and 2, but I don't remember exactly what it does. Suppresses weak enemies. Oh, so this would help you lower the encounter rate as well. Interesting. This one maybe doesn't do that, and I'm just choosing to interpret it that way, optimistically. But this one definitely would keep us out of lower level battles. So that would be a good thing to bring along if you were doing this a whole bunch. Let's look at this equipment. We picked up a ancient vestment. Increases fire magic. Well, too bad Laszlo can't wear it. We picked up the hero's shield, I think. We picked up some kind of shield. Oh no, it was the shell shield. We picked up the shell shield. What else did we get? We got some furniture, which, la-di-da. Oh, Mizuki can wear the ancient vestment. We might save this for Warlock. Or somebody in the B squad. So that we don't have to buy so much for them. Oh, mermaid bracelet. Wow, that's really good. That's really, really good. Might want to save that for B squad too. Okay, I had 2 more questions that I want to ask to people who know stuff about this game, or people who don't mind looking stuff up about this game. Here are my 2 yes or no questions that you are allowed to answer. Question number 1. When I progress the story to the next stage, and we start advancing the plot towards endgame, are there any more recruitable encounters or recruitable characters that I will encounter as part of the final plot arc that are not accessible to me right now? That's question number 1. Ooh, looking snazzy in here. Oh, that's what they mean by chinchilla stand. You don't know how far I am in the story. Okay, that's fair. I am at the point where we have to split our party in 2 and go attack El Eel and try to disable their rune cannon. It's definitely the point of no return in the game. Nima, please. That wallpaper is so cool. So this is just a room where you can display stuff and play Animal Crossing Micro version. It's kind of neat. Don't care to fill it out. I guess maybe this is a better way to ask this question. Are all of the remaining recruitable characters available to me right now? Or do I need to advance the story to be able to recruit some of them? You can say, yes, they're available now, or yes, you need to advance the story. It's weird. They're both yeses. Should I do this 68 times in a row and try to get a 1? I guess I might as well while we play 20 questions, right? I also need to do a charity check-in. We haven't done a charity check-in today because we had non-standard stream time and no bottle time. Because by the time I went live, bottle time was over.
I don't believe you.
This game is rigged. Getting the 5 every time. We've gotten every possible prize from this game except for the number 1. And I kind of just want to know what it is. I'm sure it's not that great. It's probably like a mid-level rune at best. Because number 4 is Mega Medicine. I'm pretty sure. Or maybe 4 was Antitoxin and 3 is Mega Medicine. Yeah, so 4 must be Mega Medicine, 3 is Jizo Clock. What was 2? Can't remember what 2 was. 2 was like... maybe it was like an escape talisman or something. Maybe this is the right way to play this game. Maybe there's like a hidden counter for how many balls are in this little thingy. And if you empty it out, you'll eventually get the number 1. We need to restock our medicines and mega medicines, so this isn't the worst thing in the world. Save us a little bit of money. Ooh, there's a 2. Sunbeam orb. Okay, yeah, it's an orb. So yeah, I got to imagine that number 1 is like a slightly better rune or a piece of equipment. What was the other question that I wanted to ask? Nobody has answered the first question yet, but what is the other question that I wanted to ask? We've already established that this is the point of no return. But I kind of want to ask a clarifying question about that. I would like to know... it's the same question, though. Okay, here's how I can ask that. I know that we've already established that I'm at kind of the point of no return in the story. But I guess I'm wondering if there's any kind of, like, post-game state where after we go through the next story chapter, we can, like, go back to a game state where we can still explore the world and recruit characters, or if the game just ends. I'm assuming it's the latter, and there is no going back, because the way the game talks to us is very like, make sure you've done everything you need to do, and it's like triple checking me. So it ends. Okay, that's what I figured. So this is it. But to go back to the original question, I'm wondering if there are any recruitable characters that are part of this last leg of the story, and I need to continue the story in order to recruit them. I know I'm not going to get all of the ones I'm missing by doing that, but I'm very curious if any of them are part of the next final story arc, or if every remaining character is available to me right now. I guess I'm just trying to figure out like where I stand. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I wonder if the sunbeam orbs sell for decent. That could be a good money-making venture. Because we need a bunch of money. I would like to do more weapon upgrades. Which are very expensive. And we'll have to do a little bit of armor shopping for the B squad. But probably not as much as we did the first time we tried it. Because we have found some stuff, and we already had some stuff that we forgot about. I'm gonna assume that I currently have access to all the characters that are remaining. Maybe some of them I've already missed and I can't get them now, but I'm gonna assume that there's no recruitable characters during the final arc of the story. I could see there being like one, you know, that's like really crucial, like maybe it's Snow or something. You know, finally at the end, like he shows up and tries to redeem himself because we chose not to kill him or something. I could see that being a thing. Please do not confirm anything that I just said. Confirm or deny. That is not open to answer. But other than that, I don't think there would be any recruitable characters in the last story arc. There are none. Okay. Thanks for the confirmation on that. Yeah, so we currently must have access to them, but I just don't want to sail around the world arbitrarily. That sounds so boring. That sounds much more boring than spinning this wheel over and over and over. What we can do, though, is we can go talk to Deborah. Deborah is our fortune teller character who gives us clues about where recruitable characters are. And the last hint that she gave us was about Renee. And if you recruit the character that she's giving a hint about... We got it! I don't remember having a gold one in there. I love how he admits to the fact that the game is rigged. Oh, no, don't mind me. I'm just talking to myself. Let's see then. For gold, here you go. First place. We have a winner. The Pirate King crown. Let's go, dude. I'll quit now that we got first prize. Pirate King crown. Let's see if this is like the best helmet in the game. Pretty good. The helmet that Laszlo is wearing is already kind of like stupidly powerful. So the fact that this one is that much better than it is kind of wild. Strength and skill up by 5, and defense and attack up by 5 and 10. Whoo! The Pirate King set. I wonder how you get the rest of those. I am definitely that guy that cannot resist putting all the best stuff on his protagonist, and then everybody else gets hand-me-downs and sloppy seconds. I am that guy. Not ashamed at all. If I ever see a red, I just don't use it. Empirical upgrades only. That's such like a... what's the word I'm looking for? It has this energy to it that I'm trying to find the right word for. We are going to give this mermaid bracelet and ancient vestment to somebody. I just haven't decided if it's going to be A team or B team. I don't use defensive attacks in Pokemon Energy. Yes, that is a... Yeah, that is a very good assessment, Brack. That's a good way to put it. It has a... I was going to say, it has a top percentage of Rattata vibe as well. Okay. How much money do I have? I have 128,000. How much can I sell sunbeam orbs for? More diamond shields. Isn't that normally available? Why can't I sell anything to you? How have I never noticed that I can't sell anything here? Am I, like, tripping and we haven't been able to sell anything, like, the whole game? And I've just never sold anything? That can't be right. I don't use defensive attacks in Pokemon. That's so good. That's so good. The more I think about it. That is such a very specific type of person. I love it. Okay, before we go anywhere to shop, let's go talk to Deborah. That's probably the lady. Coming home. Where you at, Deborah? Can I walk right by you? Am I on the wrong deck? Oh, it's on the wrong side. You're guilty of that? I think a lot of people are. It's just so awesome. I can see someone fishing at sea. Maybe you could get to know him better by fishing alongside him. I have no idea. I have no idea who they are talking about. Is that the lady? They're barking a lot. Yeah, that's the lady. You don't need defensive moves if your enemy is dead. Smile. Hell yeah. Let's see. Alright, I'll tell you what. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna save the game. Wrong door, dang it. We're gonna save the game. I am going to end at normal time. I'm not gonna like stream later because I started later. This is just gonna be a short stream. But I do want to do a charity check-in before we leave, so please stick around. We have a couple things to talk about. We have a very big week next week, so we need to go over some things. So let me save my game here. 71 hours, that's nuts. We haven't played for that long. I always say this. We haven't actually played for that long. There's so much idle time, but it's still just wild to see the game clock get up that high. Okay, let's go over here. Let's engage the music for a moment. And let's talk about what's happening next week. Next week, I am going to be doing a marathon of speedruns for charity. By myself. I mean, not by myself, but on this stream by myself. I'm going to be joined by an awesome team of other streamers that you can see on your screen now. There's 10 of us on the team. We're all raising money for the same cause, raising money for American Heart Association. But we're all going to be doing different streams at different times. Everybody's got their own incentives as far as like what you can donate towards. Some of them are going to be like special shenanigans on stream. Some of them are going to be game specific, like mine, which we'll talk about in a second. But oh, yes, you're right, Draconics. You are owed a wheel spin. Shoot, what am I going to do about that? We have no spin wheel next week during the speed streams. I may just have to owe that. I may just have to owe that for like a week and a half. I won't forget. I'll write it down. But I don't really want to do it right now because it might end up being something that extends the stream and I need to get off. It's my fault that I forgot, but thank you for reminding me. I will definitely make a note of it, and we'll probably have to just hold it until after the speedrun marathon because there's no spin wheel next week. Because I want to push people towards supporting the charity and the marathon causes over supporting me directly, as much as I appreciate that. but I won't be cutting away to do wheel spin stuff next week. So I can't bank it for next week. I'm gonna have to bank it for the week after next. I'm gonna post the links to these streamers in the chat. Please go follow all of them. I can vouch for all of them. Cleveland Tom was here earlier. We've been visited by many of these folks. I've been getting to know some of them for the first time. I've been watching several of them for a little while. They're all good peeps. Check out their streams. I'm posting another link in the chat here. This is a link to everyone's schedule for next week, all on one page. So you can see when each person is streaming. Some of them have details as to what they are playing. You can see mine on there as well. So let's talk about what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to get this off the screen, and we're going to bring up this guy. This is my schedule for next week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm going to be streaming. And if we hit a $1,000 milestone, I will also be streaming on Friday. I'm going to be playing a different game each day, and each day has incentives you can donate towards that are specific to the game that we are playing that day. And if they don't get met, they don't happen. And that's okay. I don't expect everything to get met. The point is kind of to have more incentives than we can possibly meet so that there's always something to donate towards, rather than just throwing it into the bucket, which is great, but I'd love for people to get excited about the different things getting unlocked or potentially getting unlocked. Yeah, we love meeting goals, exactly. So on Monday, I'm going to be speedrunning Super Mario 64. On Tuesday, I'm going to be speedrunning Super Mario World. More on that in a moment. On Wednesday, I'm going to be speedrunning Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Randomizer. And on Thursday, I'm going to be speedrunning Pokemon Blue NE% glitchless. If the milestone goal gets met, the Friday stream will be a Pokemon Rental Randomizer, which is not a speedrun. That'll just be like a chill hangout, see how far we can get, kind of challenge run, victory lap. And, me trying not to fall asleep, probably. So, that's the schedule. Let's talk about the incentives. I'm going to flip the graphic for you. Wait, what? That was weird. Not sure what happened there. Little glitch in the Matrix. Here are the current rewards and targets that you can donate towards. A lot of them have been met already. We opened donations last week on Tuesday during the Pikmin finale. And since then, we've been slowly chipping away at these. You guys have been quickly chipping away, I should say. Y'all have been very generous. Thank you so much for getting some of this stuff unlocked before we've even started. Real quick overview. There are... The primary type of incentive here is called a target. And that's all the ones that are in pink. And what those are basically community goals that everyone can fill up together to unlock. Think of it as a bucket that needs to be filled up, but the bucket doesn't have to be filled up all at once by one person. So if it's a $100 target, one person can throw in $5, another person can throw in $1, another person can throw in $20, etc. And if it makes it all the way to that $100 fill-up line with everyone's efforts in the right amount of time, then that target gets unlocked. So it's something that everybody works on together. If you go to the donate page, which I'm going to put in the chat for you here. I need a button for that. I got to make a button for that. If you go to this donation page that I just put in the chat here, you'll be able to see kind of a visual representation of all of the targets. It'll show you how much time is remaining in each one. Some of them are roughly estimated. We'll talk about that in a second. Some of them are a little more concrete. But you'll at least be able to see the amount needed to meet the goal, and if any progress has been made towards it so far, you'll see that, and therefore how much is remaining. The other type of incentive is a reward. There's only 2 of these left. These are first come, first serve, one of one, single person, single donation incentives. And the last 2 are for naming the player, trainer, protagonist in Pokemon Blue, and the rival trainer, antagonist in Pokemon Blue. The player name is double the price because it's going to be on screen way more than the rival. If anyone's wondering why the price difference, the rival name is only going to be on the screen probably 5 to 8 times at the most. And then the player name is going to be on the screen every time we pause and during a lot of battles. So that's the reason for the price difference there. But once those are claimed, they're gone. If you're the first person to go in and make a donation of $50 for that Pokemon Blue trainer name, that's it. You get the name. There's no bid war. Done deal. Nobody else gets to go for it. First come, first serve. There are 2 other types of incentives. The first of which is a milestone. Those are measuring the overall global master total coming in from my stream. You don't have to donate towards those. That's calculated automatically. So this $1,000 milestone for the Friday stream, you don't have to specifically choose to donate towards that. That's happening automatically. You don't have to worry about that. There's also going to be a milestone for 1,500 and for 2,000. The 1,500 milestone is going to be some type of exercise gauntlet that I will do on stream, where I'll put myself through a bunch of repetitions of a bunch of different exercises and wear myself out. And the $2,000 milestone is going to be some type of special stream event that happens after the marathon, where I stream a game that I wouldn't normally stream, either because it's bad and I hate it, or because it's a replay, but it's some like cozy game that I love, or some game that y'all really want to see me play for some reason, but I wouldn't otherwise stream. Those 2 milestones are both TBD, but they'll be loosely something like that. The last type of incentive is the poll. If you're familiar with GDQ, these are like a bid war. The special thing about this poll that we have going is when you go in to donate towards one of these targets, which is the primary type of incentive and the thing that you should most go for, when you go in to donate towards your target, you can also put the same donation towards one of the poll options. So make sure you do that if you are making a donation. Obviously, no obligation whatsoever. This is all just for fun and for a good cause. Be responsible with your money. Only donate if you can and if you want to. But if, for example, you go in to put $10 towards unlocking Super Mario Bros. 2, you can put that same $10 towards the poll that we have going. And that is to choose the tunic color that we wear for the final 2 boss fights in the Ocarina of Time randomizer. It's a really small thing. It's kind of like a save kill the animals thing in Super Metroid. It's just a little thing that happens at the end of the game. It's not a big impact. It's just a fun way to get people raising more money. So make sure you pick a tunic color no matter what you're donating for, because you don't have to donate just towards that. You can donate towards any of these other rewards and targets and also choose a poll option, and your donation will go towards that as well. So you can fill up 2 different buckets at the same time. You can actually do a reward and a target and a poll at the same time. So you can actually put your same donation towards 3 different things at once at a maximum. Draconic says he's picked up the Pokemon player name. Hold on. Excuse me? Guys, he's not lying. He's telling the truth. What is... Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Sorry, hold on. Incredible. Incredible. Draconics, thank you so much for donating $50 to have our Pokemon trainer in our blue version speedrun named Vaughn. That's incredible. I love that. Vaughn is going to be blown away to hear that. He's going to be very pleased. That's so cool. Thank you, Draconics. Very, very generous of you. I'll have to update this graphic to show that it's been claimed. I'm going to really quickly go through each of the 3 days here, or the 4 days, and talk about the incentives, and then we'll raid out of here. So we're almost done, folks. On Monday, the Super Mario 64 run was originally going to be a 31-star run. You guys have already met the incentive to extend it to 70 stars. If you'd like to see it extended to a full 120, you will need to fill up that, what is it, $250 target? Yeah, you'll need to fill up that $250 target for 120 star by the time I get my 70th star in that run. Once I get the 70th star, that incentive for 120 will close and you will have missed the window. You won't be able to donate towards that target anymore and you'll have to go towards something else. And that's going to be kind of a theme with how these work. They're all time sensitive. So you're basically racing against me. I'm trying to beat these games as quickly as possible, and you making a donation are trying to make the game longer and get more stream. That's kind of the dynamic at play here. For the Tuesday stream, I'm going to be playing Super Mario World, but I'm going to be playing it on the Super Mario All-Stars Plus World cartridge that has 4 other games on it. Mario 1, 2, 3, and Lost Levels. So I'm going to play Super Mario World as fast as I can, which will take a little while. I'm going to do an all castles run. I'm not going to do 11 exit, which would be like 20 minutes. So you'll have a decent chunk of time. But if none of those other targets get filled up by the time I finish Mario World, I would only play Super Mario World, and your chance to extend that Tuesday stream would be over. We'd end the stream, we'd raid out. You will have missed your opportunity. We've already unlocked Super Mario Bros. 1, so we already know that when I finish Super Mario World, I will be playing Super Mario Bros. 1. But if another game doesn't get unlocked but by the time I finish Super Mario Bros. 1, which only takes like 15 minutes, then that would be the end of the stream. So somebody would, y'all would need to work together to unlock Mario 2, Mario 3, or the Lost Levels targets to keep the stream going on that day. There's also an incentive for it says Star Road on the graphic here. That $200 target for Star Road would cause me to beat all of the Star Road levels and the bonus levels for Super Mario World. So you can get a little more Super Mario World as well. Those targets can be met in any order. You just have to make sure that I don't run out of games to play before you unlock the next one. So keep that in mind. I know we have a little bit towards Mario 3 already, so that might be the first one to go for, but I need to check and see if anybody's put in towards Mario 2, Lost Levels, or Star Road yet. Put towards whatever you want the most, though. Make it interesting. Since Draconix made the hero name, rival name is now a done deal. Oh, is it Onimar? Oh, look at this. Onimar has come in with a $25 donation to claim the Pokemon Blue rival name, and the rival will be named Austin. So the Backlog boys will be rivals in our Pokemon Blue speedrun. Incredible. Onimar, thank you so much for the $25. Also, we are now over halfway to unlocking the Pokemon Stadium stream on Friday. That's so exciting. Thank you guys so much. That's really exciting. I love it. Let's talk about this Wednesday stream. The Ocarina of Time randomizer seed. Originally, I was going to do a 5 dungeon rule set. That's what I normally do. That means you only have to beat 4 dungeons, actually, because you need 5 dungeon rewards to get into Ganon's Castle, and you start the game with 1. So even though it's a 5 dungeon rule set, you really only have to beat a minimum of 4 to get into the final area. Now, depending on where your items are that you need to beat the game, you might have to play more than that. Just depends on how things are randomized. But you guys have already met the incentive for me to do all dungeons. So I have to play all dungeons no matter what. However, this is kind of interesting. Because of the way that the randomizer works and the way that I like to play randomizer, I'm not going to just arbitrarily do all the dungeons and then go beat the game. I'm going to try to do as few dungeons as possible and figure out the logic of the seed and try to, intuit and use my deductive reasoning to figure out where the seed wants me to go. And I'm going to try to find the shortest path to Ganon's Castle. But once I open Ganon's Castle and hit go mode, I'll basically back out and go do all the rest of the dungeons that I haven't done yet. And then we'll go beat the game. There is a cosmic Miracle Makers only incentive for Ocarina of Time for me to 100% the randomizer seed, which would mean all major items, all gold sculptulas, and all heart pieces. But I don't expect that to fill up. I would recommend not going for that target unless every other target has been met, but you can do whatever you want. I mostly wanted a couple of pie in the sky targets to exist so that on the off chance everything else got filled up, there was still something else to go for. So don't expect, I don't want anyone to feel like I expect that to get met, because I do not. It would be very, very painful to 100% that seed, but I am prepared to do it on the off chance that it gets met. Okay, moving on to Thursday. We're almost there. Pokemon Blue speedrun. All the rewards have now been claimed, so we only need to talk about targets. This is an any percent glitchless speedrun of Pokemon Blue, which, if you're not familiar, just means get all 8 badges and beat the Elite Four as fast as possible without using glitches. So we're going to be fighting all the gym leaders. We're going to be fighting a decent amount of trainers. We're gonna skip the one skippable rival fight that's optional under normal gameplay. But with the exception of that, we're going to play the game pretty normally. We're just not going to catch any Pokemon other than our one powerhouse that we're going to mow everything down with, which is Nidoking. And we're not going to really deviate off of the path more than we have to. We're going to skip as many random trainers as we possibly can, and a few other little things. But you're going to see all the towns. There's a couple routes that we won't ever set foot on, that kind of thing. But you're going to see most of the game. It's not like a credits warp, bonkers, I don't understand what's going on here type of run. Like, we're going to play the video game. It's going to be exciting. Is this the Pokemon Red full color version? No, we will not be playing the hacked version. I'm going to be playing everything on its original cartridge on original hardware, with the exception of Ocarina of Time, because I have to, I have to use my EverDrive to play the randomized seed. We're not doing vanilla Ocarina of Time, but I'm going to be playing vanilla Pokemon Blue. So we're going to be looking at some very solid color screens all day long for that one. I will play it on the Super Game Boy so that we can at least see a variety of colors, even though it will be slightly lower quality than the Game Boy player. So our pixel aspect ratio will be off, and the picture will be a little fuzzier. But if we played it on the Game Boy player, the whole game would just be like a solid color the whole time, which is a little boring. So we're going to play that one on the Super Game Boy just to mix it up. I really like how it... And the game runs a little bit faster, so it's technically speedrun conducive to play it on Super Game Boy. But let's talk about these targets real quick. I also would want to do a full playthrough of the full color version to make sure there aren't any weird hiccups before I commit to doing a high stakes speedrun. I would hate to emulate it and then have my save file get wiped or some weird glitch happen that I couldn't account for, and then we lose our speedrun. I'm going to use something really stable. Once I get a Game Boy Color flash cart and I can run it on hardware and test it, that might be something we could do in the future, especially if I get hooked on doing this speedrun route. This will be my first time doing a full run. I will be using extensive notes made by professional speedrunners. Okay, targets for Pokemon Blue. We're almost there. All of these targets for Pokemon Blue are things that you would not normally do in a speedrun, but they are ways that we can see more of the game and make it more exciting. So the first one is to catch Mew, the second one is to catch Mewtwo, and then there's one for catching the 3 legendary birds as well. The way these would work is the Mew incentive. I can catch Mew at any point during the speedrun after Mount Moon. So if that gets met, I will do it immediately. I'll stop whatever I'm doing in the speedrun within reason. And at the next convenient moment, I will capture Mew right away, even if we're still halfway through the run or earlier. Mewtwo, you can't catch him until you beat the game. So no matter when that incentive gets met, it would happen at the end of the game after we beat the Elite Four and roll the credits. The legendary birds, we would catch one legendary bird on our way to the Elite Four if it's met in time because it's convenient, and then the other two we would catch in the post game. But essentially the cutoff for all of those targets on Pokemon Blue is obtaining the 8th badge. If you want any of those things, catch Mew, catch Mewtwo, catch legendary birds, complete the Pokedex, Pie in the Sky, those have to be met by the time I beat Giovanni. And I guess maybe we could say by the time I beat the Elite Four, maybe that's easier. By the time I beat the Elite Four and the champion, basically beat the game, those incentives would need to be met. Now, to make it more interesting, kind of like the Super Mario All-Stars stream, if at least one of them gets met, obviously I'll do it after the game is ended, and you could technically unlock some of the other remaining ones in that short window after the game while I'm doing the one that is unlocked. So, you know, you could really cut it down to the wire if you wanted to. But that $1,000 Pie in the Sky target for completing the Pokedex, the way that would work, in case anyone is wondering, I'm fully prepared to do that. I have the resources I need to do that. It would be a no trade, all-in-one save file, no game shark, obtain 151 Pokemon. And essentially how that would work is every Pokemon that's normally obtainable in the game through regular means, we would obtain that way. And then the ones that aren't, like the version exclusives, the other 2 starters, the other fossil Pokemon, and the other Hitmon Pokemon, all those that we can't obtain in blue version on our save file, the trade evolutions as well, we would use the Mew glitch, the Trainer Fly glitch, to get those Pokemon. But we wouldn't just do Trainer Fly like 100 times and get all the Pokemon that way. That's super boring. So, you know, we'd go into the Safari Zone to get those exclusives. We'd go to whatever area has exclusive Pokemon. We would do the in-game trades for the ones that are exclusive to in-game trades, all that sort of thing. Actually, one of the in-game trades is going to be part of our speedrun route. So that's how complete the Pokedex would work for Pokemon Blue. And that's all the rewards and the targets. Thank you all so much for listening to me yap about that. I know this is repeated information for a lot of you. I just really want to drill this home because I want to make sure people understand how this works so that if they do decide to go in and donate something, they know how to get the most out of, you know, whatever generous dollars they're giving. So let's find someone to raid. You can donate offline. If you don't want to be perceived, you can donate offline. That link works when we're not live. Next week, once the actual charity streams start, I will have an overlay. There will be alerts and notifications and things like that when people donate. So just an FYI, if you don't want to be perceived, make sure you tick that your donation is anonymous. If you don't want to be perceived, because I will call out the donations and thank you. And we'll have like progress bars and stuff showing how we're doing towards the goals and everything like that. So you will not be able to donate invisibly like you are right now. So if you don't want to be perceived, make sure you tick that your donation is anonymous. Because if you don't, I am going to call you out and thank you. So just fair warning there. I don't do that with like followers or anything like that, but I am going to do that with the donations. So be warned, I suppose, depending on your preference. And I already said this, but I'm going to remind you, there's no spin wheel next week. So any subscriptions that you gift or resub to me or whatever, new subs, I will, thank you. The alert will go off. But I'm not going to stop the stream to spin the wheel. Those are not going to get banked towards like future wheel spins. I'm not going to do anything like that. I want to keep the focus on driving the charity stuff and the donations. I appreciate anyone that wants to support me at any time. So if you are compelled to do that during the charity week, I'm not going to stop you. But Like if you're just like throwing out 5-pack, 10-pack of subs, I'm gonna be like, put it in the Tiltify instead. So fair warning on that. What else? I felt like there was one other thing. Oh, the subs will count towards unlocking a sub goal bonus stream, like the rolling goal. I will give y'all that. I'm not gonna try to shut that down. It's easier for me to just let that happen. But you'll only be able to unlock a maximum of 1, I suppose. But yeah, I'm just gonna discourage people going crazy. If it's just your resub, I'm not gonna get mad at you. I'm gonna thank you. If you throw out a 5-pack, I'm gonna say thank you, but I'm gonna remind you, hey, let's give money to charity this week instead. We are going to raid a new friend. We're gonna raid one of the other streamers that's streaming alongside me next week. I haven't had a chance to watch their streams too much, so I'm still getting to know them, but we're gonna raid Tay-Ray. They are playing Hollow Knight, and they're doing like a end game, like super grind to get everything in the game. So we're gonna go say hello. I'm gonna give them a chance to plug their what do you call it? Their incentives and stuff like I just have. I'm sure they'll want to talk about charity stuff too. So actually, wait, hold on a second. They might be ending. Okay, we're gonna go for it. I don't think they're ending. So y'all have a good one. I forgot to hit the button. That's totally fine. I will see you on Monday for Super Mario 64. Oh my god, I'm super excited. It's gonna be so much fun. All the streams start at 12 p.m. CST, my normal start time. So we'll see you on Monday afternoon, my time, whatever it is your time. Super stoked. There may be a secret stream happening on Sunday that I may be involved with. That's like everybody on the team. Look out for an announcement about that in the Discord. And yeah, we'll see y'all later. Let's go say hi to Tay. Say hello. Wish them good luck on Hollow Knight. And we will see you all very soon. Later.